And now we arrive at that point where we begin to engage our guests. Our starting point today is at our Rise Studios in Abuja, from where we are now being joined by Isaiah Davis Ijele, a former senatorial candidate and director, new media for the Kogi State governorship candidate of the Social Democratic Party, Alhaji Muri Ajaka. Good morning. Good to have you join us today. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Steve.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. All right, thank you indeed. Let's talk Kogi and the coming election in November. You're a politician yourself, but I know that you are also a key man to the aspirations and the candidacy of Alhaji Muri Ajala, who is the candidate of the Social Democratic Party. Tell us, in terms of preparation and his readiness for November's election, how prepared and ready is he, given the formidable opposition that he will face in APC, where he was a member until after the primaries of last year, and of course in PDP, where you have Dino Melaye. I know that one of the key complaints he had before he left APC was that he would not have come out to run if APC had given the ticket to a candidate from Kogi West, I believe. His zone is still a factor, and is he just coming out to run for governorship just to correct the anomaly that he claims APC committed during the primaries?
Okay, good morning once again, Mr. Steve. My principal, Alhaji Muritala Ajaka, is not just coming to run to please anybody, but is somebody that I've seen the tears and the groaning of our people in Kogi State. And let me correct this impression. There is no APC in Kogi State without Alhaji Muritala Ajaka. That is the man who has single-handedly gave APC victory in the last election. You can go and do your finding. If a philanthropist, the man of the people, I call him the man of the street, who have done so many people, today the victory of APC in Kogi State can never be mentioned without the name Muritala Ajaka. And when you are talking about formidable opposition, I don't see any opposition in Kogi State, because the people we are talking about, the structure we are talking about, are the people, the street, the civil servant who have not been paid, the woman who is selling on the street, who has no one to buy his akara, or buy his pepper, or buy his corn, because there is no payment, percentage of salaries and insecurities and so many things. But my principal came up with 7-point agenda to correct the wrong and do what is needful. So he is not about correcting the primaries of the APC or whatever that have gone wrong, but the passion. You need to see this man talking. You need to see what he has done on the ground. He has touched the Christian community, the Muslim community, the less privileges, everywhere. And that is why anywhere you go, you see Muritala Ajaka, Muri. It's now like one of the networks that say everywhere you go is all about Muri. He was in Kaba 2 days ago, and yesterday in Okene, and everything is about Muri. About 5 days ago in Lagos, to see the Kogi indigenes in Lagos. And it was a huge and a very, very thunderous welcoming to our principal. And I can assure you that the people of Kogi State have made up their mind. It is not about the structure. The structures are the people. That is the woman. That is the woman on the street. They are the structure. So you cannot talk about structure without mentioning the people that are the structure. And those are the people that have chosen our principal. And for your information, after the primaries, he still remained in APC until the yearning, until the crying of the people. Everybody was Muri, you must run, you must run. And look, the movement is likened to that of Abiola in the early 90s. Abiola rode on SDP, the white horse. And you know what? My principal is sitting on the same horse right now, straight to the Lugard house, unstoppable. That is the movement of Muritala Ajaka. He's ready, prepared, and he's ready to face any opposition. And we are not even talking about opposition that are national or being heard on the national TV without being on the grassroots. My principle is on the grassroots. Anywhere you go on the street of Kogi State, the only name you hear is Muri, 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 Muri. So if I don't see any opposition, and I don't see anybody that can stop us. It is not about political party. It's about the candidate. It's about the individual. It's about the humanity. It's about somebody that is ready to take the Kogi State to the next level. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, thank you as well for starting this conversation and setting the tone for it. Now, if we look at the campaign trail of the governorship candidate, your candidate of the SDP in Kogi State, Alhaji Muritala Yakubu Ajaka, like you said, fondly called Muri, has in 1 week traversed the strategic locations in the state and across the nation, engaging stakeholders and telling the people about his 7-point agenda, as you've also rightfully mentioned, for the confluence of the state. Now, could you provide us with a more in-depth overview of Mr. Alhaji Muri's campaign strategy and how SDP plans to position itself as a strong contender against the incumbent candidate? I ask this because the incumbent governor, Yahaya Bello, has been working tirelessly to promote his hand-picked candidates within the APC. So how exactly does Alhaji plan to navigate this competitive political landscape and stand out as a viable alternative in the eyes of the voters?
Okay, thank you, Shaitan. Let me tell you something. Bello is not on the ballot, so it's not our opposition, it's not our problem. Unfortunately for him, he has done his best. Let's give it to him in that aspect. But then he brought in somebody that he is even better than. That is the person of Ododo. And you see, you cannot give what you don't have. And giving us somebody that you are better of, I can assure you, go to the street of Kogi State. In fact, the opposition name is not heard anywhere on the street. It is unfortunate that it's the same, the governor's name you are hearing. You cannot even see any poster or handbill without the governor picture. So he is very, there is nothing to navigate about. The structures on ground is a clear cut that our candidate stands tall among all the candidates. And there is no choice that anyone can make in the forthcoming election without Muritala Ajaka. It is not about Yahaya Bello. Yahaya Bello have done his best. And he cannot impose somebody on the state. So it is about Ododo and Muritala Ajaka. And if you are talking about the candidate, the viable candidate in this forthcoming election is Muritala Ajaka. Like I said, go and do your verification. You are a journalist. You can ask people of Kogi State. Just go and do your due diligence. Move around the street and ask, who is the next governor of Kogi State? The people are yearning to they can't wait to vote Muritala Ajaka on November 11. And let me tell you something. Our strategy is very simple. Getting the people to our side. That is what is most important. As a young politician, I understand that the game of politics is a game of number. And where do you get the number from? Is the street. And the street are with us. If my candidates top in any place in Kogi State in less than 5 seconds, you can't control the crowd. Because of what? Antecedent. Because of what? What he has done. In fact, our candidate, to some extent, I can assure you that even the people within the current government are yearning for a change. Because, let me tell you something. If you have been collecting 20% salary, 30% salary for the past 1 year or 5 months, I'm sure you'll not be in this studio. And that is what our people are passing through. And a lot of government is not about the show of power. It's about negotiation. It's about meeting the need of the people. It's about putting a smile on the eyes of the people. It's about doing the right thing. Look at Kogi State today. We have a lot of mineral resources, but our IGR is still within the range of 1 point something, not even 2 billion or 3 billion. But we have a candidate that is coming to change the narrative. And that is why our first point agenda is security, economy, healthcare, a lot of community in Kogi State, my dear, it is dilapidated. In fact, very, you can't even describe some of the healthcare center. You can't describe it. In my local government, for instance, you can't get to the general hospital there and wish to remain there in 5 seconds. Insecurity. I am from Bagana in Omala local government. For the past 2 years, my people have not been home. And what are we talking about? And that is not the kind of government we want to run, and that is the kind of government that my principal, Muritala Ajaka, want to run. We want to bring peace and security to the state, and a robust economy, and a robust healthcare, where you don't even need to travel far before you get adequate, proper healthcare. But we don't have those things in Kogi State right now. In fact, and you cannot even talk about the PDP, who have even done worst in their own time. We thought that that's why they voted in the Prince Abubakar. Unfortunately, he died, and then we have Bello. If PDP have done very well, they wouldn't have gone for Prince Abubakar Audu. And Muritala Ajaka, my candidate, was one of the major forces that worked for late Prince Abubakar Audu, because they have seen that the state need a change.
Right.
And today, the same man is on the ballot.
Okay.
And you think the people will be able to go and vote for somebody else? No, they will definitely go for him. And that is why I'm confident that we are winning this election. Unstoppable force.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Isaiah, I mean, I see your enthusiasm. And you said Alhaji Muri is about everywhere you go. But I'd like to draw your attention to the incident of June 3rd, when his convoy was attacked. And indeed, he has written a letter to the Inspector General of Police and the National Security Advisor, but putting the blame directly at the feet of the Kogi state government. My question to you, is twofold. One, what gave your candidate, Alhaji Muri Ajaka, the conviction that the attack of June 3rd came from the state government? And secondly, what does he expect from the Inspector General of Police and the National Security Advisor that he has written to, and how are the campaigns going in terms of security? You know that a lot of people will also remind you that when Yaya Bello was seeking re-election in 2019, one of the contentious songs that was popular then was the Ta 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 song, which a lot of people said that it was indicative of, violence and things like that. Alhaji Muri Ajaka was in the party then, and he didn't say anything against that allegation of songs that promoted violence. Now that he appears to be at the receiving end, is now writing to the IG and writing, to the federal government about how bad Kogi is. How can he survive this in terms of the volatile security situation in your state?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Steve. First of all, just as you said, the case is with the security, and I will not want to interfere in the situation. But I want to tell you that if you listen to the governor himself after the incident, he said, and I quote, "On my way to my den, an antelope crossed my path." You see, when a governor is using such words, those are strong words that are not welcome in a sane society. But we cannot do anything about it. You can't give what you don't have.
You think he was referring to your candidate? Was your candidate the antelope?
Yeah.
That he referred to?
That is exactly. He said it in that. Yes, he referred my candidate to an antelope, and he as a white lion. You can go and verify. And you see, what happened was just a case of convo clashing. And my candidate played what we call leadership responsibility and decided to pull back to Abuja, knowing that the next thing is the show of force. And he don't want to confront the governor, a sitting governor. He respected that seat, and he gave honor to whom honor is due, and decided to pull back. Yaya Bello was on his way to a Lokoja, the same with my principal. And for one reason or the other, You can Google and see the video for yourself. But you see, I don't want to talk much about that because the issue is being handled by the security apparatus. But at the right time, they will speak and they will say what they are finding and then put it in the public. But another thing I want to tell you is this. Even the ancient book of law say, come out of them and be separated. That my principal was with Bello in 2019 doesn't mean he believed in every procedures and every step of Yaya Bello. It is not everything your principal does that you agree with. Even there are some of the things we have been sitting discussing and then, can we do this Ijele? I say, no, sir. Why can't we do it like this? That is how it's done. And you see, he doesn't believe in ta-ta-ta. This is a man of peace. He always tells us, please don't insult anybody. Just campaign, tell the people what we have to offer. Don't insult anybody. I beg you. That is a man of peace. And I want to assure you that the popularity of Muritala Ajaka is beyond using ta-ta-ta-ta to scare anybody from the polling unit. Because the same people that are supposed to carry the ta-ta-ta-ta, the people that are with him today, are the same grassroots that are shouting Muri Muri. The street people that you're supposed to use, it is when you are not popular that you use ta-ta-ta-ta. Once you are popular and the street is with you, the street will stand by you. They will defend you. And listen, he was in Okene yesterday, and there was no ta-ta-ta. He was in Kaba, to Jumu, and other environments within the Kogi West and Kogi Central, and there was no ta-ta-ta. So because of what? He is accepted by the street. And if you are coming with the ta-ta-ta, it is the same street that will stop you. So I want to assure you that my principal was, yes, he was with them in 2019, but he was not part of the ta-ta-ta group. And I can assure you, this election is going to be the most peaceful and free and fair election. And we are heading straight to Lugard House. Thank you very much.
All right, then. There are three issues that are revolving around the Kogi gubernatorial elections coming up. Competency and capacity, ethnicity and the biting poverty in the state, but most importantly is the power rotation. Now, we're looking at the emergence of Melaye and Abejide. Both of the Okun extraction has now rekindled the hope of the Kogi West agitators for a power shift. Now, these agitators contend that the Igala-dominated Kogi East has held power for 17 cumulative years, while the Ebira-dominated Kogi Central would have had 8 years or at that expiration of Yahaya Bello's tenure. Now, do you believe that it would be just and fair for power to rotate to the Kogi West Senatorial District? There are people that are saying that this in itself is like an unpalatable move to a heterogeneous state like Kogi, that there is a need to balance power. What are your thoughts on this?
You see, if I and you, Sheikh, cannot decide for the people of Kogi State, if my principal would have had somebody from the fold like Falake taking the ticket of APC, as a candidate, I'm sure he will remain in APC. But here we're having a case of you giving the ticket to your first cousin, same local government. And if you look at the game playing out in Kogi State right now, there is nobody that can challenge the incumbent other than Muritala Ajaka. So even the people of the West, a lot of them team up to say, come and rescue this situation for us. We are tired of this same position. We can no longer remain in the hand of Bellows and Sons Limited. So it is not about me and you, looking for balance of power. We are looking for the solution of the current menace in Kogi State. And that is why we are not talking, it's not about a sentiment, not sessional, not religion, not anything. It's about competence, capacity to rescue power from the incumbent and somebody that will make a change. Don't forget what Kogites are looking for. It is not just about balance of power, it's about good governance. And that is why I call myself an apostle of good governance. And that is why I'm following him. I decided to join force with him because among all the candidates, he possesses the capacity, the competence, and the character that will stand and defend the people, and that will protect the people's interests, and that will pay salary, increase our IGR, and make Kogi State a tourist center. Part of our 7-point agenda is tourism. Look, Kogi State have everything it takes. That even you in Lagos, you'll be coming to Kogi State. When we are done with Kogi State, you'll be coming for tourism every weekend. Abuja people will be coming to the Confluence City to have their good time. Because you have the water body, River Niger, River Benue are all in Kogi State. The ancient state in Nigeria, we need to develop it and make it a tourist center. And that is what my principle is all about. And that is what Muritala Ajaka is going to do. So it is not about sectional, not about tribe, not about any. Look at Ibura people. They welcomed him yesterday. And the Okuns and the Yorubas and Basa are all with him. So this is not about sectional.
All right,
Thank you.
Isaiah, we really are pressed for time, but just in 10 seconds, I'd like to know your views. Yes, Alhaji Muritala Ajaka might be popular on the streets, but then as the director of his new media, it's not that heavy on social media. Is that a platform that you think does not matter for him to emerge as the governor? Just in a few seconds, please.
No. You see, I have just been appointed, and Steve, take this from me. In the next 1 week, you are going to see what we call media full force. We are going to be everywhere on social media. The grassroots, first of all, the target was on the grassroots, which we have the street already. Now it is time for the mainstream media, and that is why we are having me here today. So we are just starting, and I can assure you, by this time next week, you are going to see a lot of work that is going to go all over the social media, all over the television station, and everyone are going to see and know who is Alhaji Muritala Ajaka. Emmanuel, don't forget, a name has been added to him by the Christian community, Emmanuel, because he has been doing a lot for the Christian community, donated cars to the Christian community, and he's a lot of things. So this man is widely accepted without any biased mind of his dealing with anybody, and that is why I'm confident that he's going to win this election very much. Okay, so we'll take your word for it. Isaiah Ijele, the main man for Alhaji Muri Ajaka of the SDP in Kogi's upcoming election in November. Thank you so much for joining us on the morning show today.